Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be using Shu Uemura Blushing Beige Palette to create this soft romantic look, and you'll be able to see more pictures and tutorials in my blog, which I've linked in the description box below. I'm starting off by applying a thin layer of Lightbulb foundation using a foundation brush, and then I'm blending it into my skin using Real Technique Expert Face Brush. I'm using mostly Shu Uemura products for today's tutorial. I'm concealing my under eye circles using the lighter concealer from the Multi Concealer palette. I'm just applying a little bit of the concealer under my eyes using a synthetic concealer brush, and I'm blending it using Sigma Precision Tapered Brush. I'm mixing the lighter and darker concealers together, and I'm using this color combination to cover any blemishes and redness on my face. Then as my blush, I'm patting and layering this pastel pink Shu Uemura Kai cushion blush on my cheeks. Lastly, for my base, I'm setting my foundation using this Lightbulb glowing face powder. I'm just patting and pressing the powder using the puff that came with it. Since I want a more translucent glowing cheeks, I'm not powdering my cheek areas because that's where the blush is. Instead, I'm focusing the powder on my oily T-zone. I'm also setting my under eye concealer by applying the powder using a blending brush, and I'm dusting away any excess powder on my face using a clean face brush. Now that the base is done, let's get started on the eyes. As always, I've already filled my brows off camera, and now I'm just priming my lids using an eyeshadow primer. I'm applying a matte light pink eyeshadow from the Shu Uemura Blushing Beige Palette all over my eyes, and as my transition shade, I'm applying as beige pink eyeshadow using a blending brush, and I'm applying this color slightly above my crease. On my crease, I'm using the same blending brush I've used earlier, and I'm applying this purple tone gray eyeshadow from the palette. I apply a little bit at first, and gradually I added more color until I'm happy with the way it looks. Next, I'm applying medium brown on the outer third of my eyelid using the flat eyeshadow brush that came with the palette. If you find that you get a lot of fallout from the eyeshadow, I suggest you try patting the color on the eyelid instead of swiping it. Next, using the same brush, I'm applying a light brown eyeshadow in the center of my eyelid first, and then on the inner third as well. Then I'm adding a shimmery light pink on the inner corner of my eyes using the other end of the brush that came with the palette. Using the smaller eyeshadow brush, I'm applying soft copper eyeshadow along the lower lash line. I'm also applying the purple tone gray eyeshadow along the outer half of the lower lash line. Then I'm lining my upper lash line and tight line using Shu Uemura Calligraphy ink liner. To create a very thin line, I'm just using mostly the tip of the brush for this. For my tight line, I'm lifting my eyelid slightly using my pinky finger, and I'm filling in the space in between my lashes. I want to make sure that there is no visible gap in between my lashes to really define my lash line. Going back to the smaller eyeshadow brush, I'm just applying dark purple along my upper lash line to blend the liner I've created earlier. And then I added a very shimmery white eyeshadow in the inner corner of my eyes as a highlight, and as always, I curled my lashes, applied mascara, and added falsies. To complete the whole look, I'm just applying Shu Uemura Lip Tint-in Gelato in blood orange on my lips, and that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.